I'm gonna make a cocktail.
Great.
Okay. So we'll do 2 each of this. And then it's very important that your London Dry Gin comes with a hat.
Is this like a tradition? You guys making things together?
You know, it started during the pandemic because we were, locked in a tiny space together. And there was a fair amount of my friends who got pregnant. And then there was like this other camp of like, okay, well, how do we kind of fill our days? And we decided to drink.
Tired too.
And when you don't have a kid, it's this weird like limbo purgatory zone that it sometimes feels like you're living in, especially for me where I'm like, oh, what is one's purpose?
Like so much stuff was coming up for both of us that we were
of like
talking
what we
about
want,
in
our
multiple times.
values.
It's not like you talked about it and then it like stopped coming up for you.
But I think the reality was I wasn't somebody who wanted to.
Yeah. And I think our friends who have kids, they're like sick all the time. Like it's nice to not
It's
have
nice
a
not to be
cold
sick all the time. There's somebody who
to be able to have
said,
sex whenever you want.
Yeah.
Our dog just
Sorry,
peed
our
in the
dog
tub.
just peed in the
I'm
tub.
gonna go hose
Yeah,
out the tub.
and that's something we just can do and not worry about, because you have a dog who just pees in the tub and that's fine. Clarence, yeah, I'm like he can't hear, but if you wave.
He has a very overactive bladder, and he gets especially excited when company's over. So I trained him to pee in the tub, and then I just go. One of us goes and hoses it out with hot water.
We are kind of he's got us down.
He pees like 20
into a
plus
rhythm.
times a day. We can't be.
And you can't cut off his water supply.
Yeah.
So
He loves to drink water.
yeah. Should I set the table now or no?
Yeah.
Is it on the right side? I thought that if I didn't dedicate myself to kids, I would have nothing to dedicate myself to. And the reality is there's so much to dedicate yourself to, and for us it's
Community, yeah. All right, so what we got coming up is chicken salad sandwiches.
Yeah, these look really good.
I know, they look so good.
And it's been so fun to now feel like anytime we socialize or the things we do is like affirming a life choice.
Oh my god, look at this.
Yes!
Beautiful.
The freedom to kind of like follow your whims and desires is unexpected for what I imagined life as an adult to be.
I think it's really funny how people react when you tell them that you don't want to have kids. Because sometimes they like look at you and they kind of pity you because they treat you like you're missing out on this big love.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I love like bread.
I remember at your bachelor party, I got into a car with a friend of yours and she was like, and do you have kids? And I said no. And she like didn't know what to do with her phone because she was prepared to show photos of her children. She was just like,
Never mind. You will want to see these.
Like I still like kids. I still
Sure.
think kids are cute. I still want to see pictures of other people's kids. I just don't want to push any out.
Yes.
Do they ever do the like panic thing? Like you're like, I'm not having kids, and then they're like, that's okay.
Yeah.
I should make you a poster. Good for you!
That has happened to me. If I say I'm not having children, they'll be like, and that's okay, and that's your choice. And it's like, okay, all right. Like, it's so intense.
I think there's a difference between people who identify with being a parent and people who just have kids. You're
Sarah
like,
Grace,
I'm a
it's not your
person.
whole being.
I
Yeah.
was so hoping I was an example.
Yeah, you're an example of the latter, for sure. You're the good version.
you're an ally.
I grew up wanting to have kids. Like I remember being with my grandmother and my mother and me, and I was like, oh, and then I'll bring the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me feel like I want to meet your family.
Yeah.
There's like this weird like coven energy with them. Not to make them witches, but like that's kind of
I was
cool.
sleeping, they were chanting over me. I wake up being like, I want to have a baby.
My husband and I, we keep saying the same thing. We're basically like, we're gonna chat about it when we hit 40, and we're getting to that spot. And it's interesting to me because I feel like there are a lot of things that people don't bring up about like the child-free life that are awesome.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I think not having kids opens you up to imagine what you can do with your life in a way that is outside the traditional script.
Yeah.
There's so many options for how to live your life and how to show up for people and how to show up for young people. And like, it's much more nuanced than I think people want to think about.
Because it's like pitched as this life-defining thing.
And I think that gets to be the dominant narrative, but it's
Yeah.
also true that we get to have a level of intimacy that is predicated on us just giving our time completely to us.
We couldn't do doggy style otherwise.
It just wouldn't work.